What's up, everyone? Welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to this week's episode. Yeah, we are still acclimating to RV living. It is, of course, winter, and it's pretty chilly. It's pretty cold here in Virginia, so we are having to rely on our propane. For those of you who have camped in the wintertime before, does it seem like the propane runs out at nighttime more often than during the day? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, because it seems like that's what happens for us. But again, the propane is out now in one tank, and we are headed to Florida in a couple of days. So I want to go ahead and get that filled. So part of RV life, we're going to go get our tanks filled today and make sure that we have what we need to get going. A couple of things we're going to be doing this week. It will be in Virginia, you have to have a state inspection on vehicles, and that includes RVs. So we have to take this to get inspected before we head to Florida. And I'm going to try to, I picked up some insulation. I'm going to try to insulate the bunk room a little bit better, because it gets pretty cold with that outside kitchen. Right now it's costing us, I would say, about $40 every 2 weeks, every week and a half to 2 weeks in propane for our heat. Now, thankfully, we are supplementing that a little bit with our electric fireplace and space heater, but we are not doing anything like we did a couple weeks ago and melting down our plugs and stuff. So thankfully we are running on a 50 amp now, which means we have a little bit more capacity to make sure we are keeping warm. I love it when I ask people if I can record things, just random things, like the guy filling up the propane tank, and they're like, yeah, I guess. So it cost me $21 to fill up here. It would be $25 at the campground. It's like 2 miles away, so it's really not that bad. Saved me $4, and then over 2 tanks, that's $8. So I think definitely worth it coming here, and especially since I'm only paying for what I'm taking versus, paying for what I'm getting versus having to pay $25 a bottle. So not a bad deal. So next part of RV life. As we were moving from the house, we just said, we'll take that to the RV. We'll take that to the RV. We'll take that to the RV. Guess what? We've run out of space in the RV. So I think it's time for downsize number 2. So I'm going through the bay, doing a little cleanup today, and we're trying to organize this thing, because I just threw everything back in after the water leak, or the water fiasco, not really a leak. So we are doing that today, and just another one of those things, living in the RV and trying to keep what you want, but also keep the space, and also think about weight, because this thing has a weight limit too. So we are keeping all of that in consideration. So we're gonna clean things out today. We're also gonna work on the insulation in the outside kitchen, which is kind of useless once we go to Florida, but it's nice while we're here, and getting it inspected, and then we'll be on our way. Thankfully, they've got a pretty big parking lot, even though it's just a little country mechanic, store or auto repair shop. But yeah, so today had to hook up the RV and head over to the shop so that we could get our state inspection, because, like I said, Virginia requires state inspections. So lucky us. But one more thing. Check off the list so that we can head on down to Florida legally. I cannot win with water. This is leaking now. Dripping right there on the hose. It's like the first time I've connected, or the second time I've connected this hose to the filter. So we're going to use some plumber's tape and see if that helps. There's a gasket on it, so it shouldn't be leaking, and it's a brand new hose. But maybe I just can't get it tight enough because my hands are cold. I don't know. I don't want anything else leaking in my bay. It's a new plan. I couldn't get the heated water hose to stop leaking, and come to find out there's actually an adapter on the end of it because it comes with basically two ends that are the same, so you have to put an adapter on, and it's that connection, that adapter screwed into the end of the hose that's actually leaking. The good news is I only have 2 days left here in Virginia, so what I'm going to do is I am going to put a temporary fix in place by filling up our fresh tank and just disconnecting the hose. So that's the easiest thing to do, and then I'll worry about it when we get to warm, sunny Florida. Okay guys, so we have filled up our propane. We have gotten our Virginia State inspection like we needed to. We have organized the bay. We have dealt with yet another water leak this week. And now it is time to just go ahead and insulate the bay. And other than like washing clothes and doing the normal kind of living routine stuff, we're pretty much ready. We're ready to go. So we can't wait to get going. This is all the insulation for zit between the outside kitchen and in here. It's not even like a piece of plywood. It's like a piece of luan, and it's not even connected to the bed on the far side by the window. Yeah, it's just kind of hanging there.